One thing about the open mic is you never know who you're gonna see. So tonight, you might see your next star.
I do comedy really because it's like a tool to battle depression, to be honest.
I feel like white dudes with long hair either look like Jesus or need him.
I think when you try to be funny, you're not funny.
I think I'm gonna leave the poll here so I feel at home.
I think everybody is funny to somebody.
You guys are the only people that still call into radio stations to tell someone you love them.
It's painting a picture in your perspective.
I can tell when a comic is going to be funny just by the way they take the mic from the mic stand.
You could do anything you want, but too much of a clown. I was like, what if I actually was a clown?
And now, it's showtime.
Hey, what's going on, y'all?
I think a lot of people assume comedians are maybe like dicks or...
That all comics are like fucked up. You know, people think comedians are assholes, and I get that.
A lot of people think we assholes.
Alcoholics, degenerates, weirdos.
I had this idea in my head that everybody was just kind of that way, especially the greats.
And yeah, a lot of those things are true, but not about every comedian.
You know, I think people would be surprised to find out that most of us are just like anybody else.
I've met professionals and they're just normal people. I think people take it on, especially comics, take it on as like their persona.
I always say I'm the least funny out of all my family and friends. I'm just the one with the balls to go up and repeat what I hear.
Turns out Zoloft has nothing to do with how fuckable I am.
I'm proud to announce I am a certified substitute teacher. That's right.
My name is Zaid. My full name is Zaid Arikat. Surprise.
Don't pay anyone 100 for a quad on any of this shit, okay? You're gonna fuck with the market, that's my bottom line, don't do that shit.
If my love life was a sitcom, maybe Muhammad in the middle is just how things are for me.
I date older chicks. And I'm not saying they ain't got problems, because they got problems too, but they mostly health.
Someone literally told me that like if Kurt Cobain ate sandwiches instead of shotgun bullets.
I mean, ladies, oh, come on. We'd be so exposed if every time we weren't in the mood, our breasts deflated.
And I went from taking shots of Patron with this chick to now a shot of insulin is her boss. Like, you know what I mean?
I like to break stereotypes. Like, I think I'm gonna name my first son Jacorius. How do you know that the baby mom isn't, you know? You just think she's white? You guys should work on that. Well, I'm still not gonna raise him though.
All right, this next comedian coming to the stage, awesome dude, newcomer to the scene, but he's doing very, very well so far. You guys will be the judge. Put your hands together for Adam J.
I was at a party last week, and he was so dead. That's the last time I bring fentanyl.
If you can really take a risk on stage where someone might get upset, but it's creative, it's informative, but most importantly funny, and people who have maybe opposing viewpoints or think differently from you laugh at what you're saying, it's a way to kind of bring people together.
I love Mexican culture, dude. I'll die for that shit. You guys are the only people that still call into radio stations to tell someone you love them. Yes.
You can do anything, it's just the way that you go about doing it. You know what I mean? You'd have to do everything with respect.
We got Miguel calling from Yuma, Arizona. Go ahead, Miguel. Hey, what's up, R-Dub? I want to shout out to my baby Maria and Yuma. I fucking love you, baby. I'm not there, but we're cruising real soon again. I love you, mwah. You know? Like, damn, dude. It's just real deal Holyfield love right there.
You know, I had a girl that dropped the N-word or whatever. It was in poor taste because she didn't write the joke well.
It's also not unfamiliar for me to be like one, if not the only white guy in a room full of black people. But it's interesting because basketball and out of basketball, they all say the same thing. They're like, he looked like a shooter.
write a well-written joke. Don't just do it for the shock value. You know, don't do it to hurt people. Just do it in style and grace.
Yeah, that didn't go right. That was some new shit. And it didn't come out right. It would have been much funnier. Trust me. I said it to myself a bunch of times, and I laughed.
I was at the Comedy Store a few years ago, and I was lucky enough to see Chris Rock do a set, and he hadn't done a set in like 8 months at that time. 20 minutes out of the 30 minutes was truthfully not funny to me. It was like one of my favorite comedians of all time and one of the best in the world was just out there bombing too, you know? And so seeing that first person, like someone not laughing at a Chris Rock joke, that like lifted so much weight off me, you know?
I mean, it doesn't feel good, but it's part of the gig.
You take it on the chin, smoke a blunt, dude. Chop it up to the game.
You bomb, you leave immediately, you listen to your set, and you go, I don't want to feel this again.
I don't beat myself up, you know, about it, but I do take it as a lesson learned because it's a way to get better.
Failing is just as important as doing well.
You just got to get over bombing. It's going to happen, and it doesn't mean you're a terrible comedian, it just means you had a terrible set. That's really all it means.
One thing about the open mic is you never know who you're gonna see. Like all of the famous comedians started off at an open mic. So tonight you might see your next star. Or some years down the road, you might be looking at some TV. I saw that guy. And you were a part of history, I would say. You know what I mean? So we want to show all of these comedians love tonight. We want to give them, you know, our best attention. We want to keep our phones to a minimum. We want to laugh if they funny. We want to laugh if they not funny, okay?
Oh my gosh, I meet so many people that are like not funny in real life, and then all of a sudden you hear what they have to say and you're like, that's hilarious.
I've heard of comedians that weren't necessarily funny. They work to be that. You know what I mean? It's just like building that muscle.
You don't necessarily have to be like a funny person in real life if you can write jokes and you've got that formula down for success.
There are formulas, you know, you have to set up a premise and then twist it. There's a number of recipes to get to something funny, but I just mostly think it's kind of organic.
These girls want someone who's white and brown. Someone that's gonna show up to a Super Bowl party with Heineken and hookah. A dude that loves golf, but only because he feels at home in the sand trap. A dude that's gonna order the Uber and then drive it.
You can try to make up stories and try to be funny and these gimmicky things that you feel like are surefire laughs, but at the end of the day, kind of what makes the room erupt is a real life experience. A good starting point is just to actually be yourself, and people have a really hard time doing that.
I think when you try to be funny, you're not funny.
It's a lot of work, but I think telling the truth is number one.
Every time I have a breakthrough, it's like, the only thing that warranted that big of a laugh was me just being me. And that's like, what a feeling. You know what I mean? What a feeling, so.
I feel like white dudes with long hair either look like Jesus or need him. White dudes with a man bun. You know, they're always looking for the 3 C's, cafes, canoes, or Coachella. The 4th C is consent, but that's not their thing.
My name is Blair Burns, and I'm a real estate broker.
And comedian on the side.
And a comedian on the side, yes.
We'll do it one more time.
I'm sorry, okay, I forgot the comedian thing. That's why I'm here.
My younger son, when he was little, he used to tell his friends, my mom's a magician. I thought that was so cute. I never did correct him because I knew eventually he'd find out what turning tricks really means.
So I went to high school. David Spade was 1 year under my class. And so when he was cutting his little baby teeth in comedy, I would stand there every week and watch him and laugh. And then I'd go back to my little apartment and write my little jokes. And I just never had the courage to get behind a microphone. Just couldn't do it. So I just wrote my little jokes and I saved the first one that I thought was funny. And when I finally got up the nerve, I used that first joke, and I still use it every time.
Why, thank you very much. I think I'm gonna leave the pole here so I feel at home.
Much like my pole dancing career, the window is closing on a real stand-up comedy career. It just was never a good time, I didn't think. And then once my kids were raised and I was established professionally, I didn't want to embarrass my kids. I didn't want clients to Google me and find that, oh my God, she might be in that. Finally, I think I was just about 50, and I realized, oh my God, I'm gonna die with all my jokes in a little binder. So I finally got up the courage, and it went really well. So I felt like, oh my gosh, I think I just wasted 40 years. Don't wait forever. Get up there and just do it. Just even if you bomb, that's part of the package. Just get out there and do it. Don't wait.
Put your hands together for the staff tonight for doing an amazing job. That's what I'm talking about. Tip them well.
Comedy is kind of how I've coped with any type of thing. Like, my dad was in the hospital this year, almost died, and like, just making jokes. I call him on the phone making jokes.
I got ADD. Anybody else got ADD? Just a room full of cross-eyed fucks.
I was going through a lot, and it was just like an outlet for me to be able to turn some of that tragic stuff into some funny stuff, which helped me to get through it a lot better.
My parents like to mix religion too. My mom was a Jehovah's Witness. My dad worshiped cocaine and alcohol. So both of them forgot my birthday every year is what I'm trying to say. Both of them.
I do comedy really because it's like a tool to battle depression, to be honest. I've been sad and angry for like the majority of my life. And then the recent switch, like, coupled with comedy, it's like I can't never go back. I don't ever want to go back. There's no like anger in me when I'm on stage. It's just like, I don't know, man, it's just very therapeutic. Yeah.